Hello star seekers. This is Jeannie from Horoscope Forecasts 369. Whether you're an Aries or a Pisces, we're here to guide you. Let's cut through the cosmic noise and dive into today's horoscope predictions. Tuesday, August 15th, 2023. The astrology of today, all signs. Saturn forms a semi-square to Chiron early today, the second of three perfections, the first of which was in February, and the third and final to come on November 25th. During this minor challenging longer-term transit, there can be fears of not being competent or effective enough to meet our responsibilities. We could find it hard to strike out on a unique path, again due to fears or insecurities. The desire to break from the status quo is strong, but temporarily, we may not have the necessary confidence to do so. The Sun square to Uranus today can destabilize some parts of our lives or highlight existing problem areas. Changes we make now may feel out of character or abrupt. Disrupted routines and plans are likely, and while they can be unsettling at first, they can also stimulate the adoption of new approaches. Consider that our strong desire for independence or to break the rules could impair our judgment. Even so, if we're willing to learn from our mistakes, we might adopt a more mindful approach to making necessary changes. Nevertheless, it's wise to watch for irresponsibility in our rebellions and guard against temperamental behavior and decision-making. Disruptions can pull up buried frustrations, which we should probably examine more closely. It can certainly be a time to learn something new about ourselves. The moon stay in Leo all day is confident and positive. Due to tomorrow morning's new moon in the sign, today is better for reflecting and tying up loose ends than for new initiatives. Pluto, until the moon enters Leo at 6:37 a.m. Eastern Daylight Time. Today's Aries horoscope. Today's transits challenge you to break out of a rut or pattern that's prevented you from growing and changing, dear Aries. However, watch for unnecessary conflicts today, and aim to be mindful. As well, on this day before a new moon, it's a good idea to center yourself and settle your mind. If you act out without self-awareness, you may be taking risks, overpaying, or jumping into or out of something too quickly. It's also possible that uncertainty about your income or feeling of security can interfere with your desire to have fun. Or, you may want to break free from old ways of doing things but are unsure about going ahead. Disruptions have a way of pulling up buried frustrations, and these can be highly revealing. For best results, take your time with decisions and get in better touch with your intuition. Today's Taurus horoscope. On this day before a new moon, dear Taurus, it's best to wind down and ease up. Still, a Sun-Uranus square can mean you're feeling rebellious, restless, and curious. Resist the urge to rebel or react abruptly if your plans aren't coming together as quickly and efficiently as you'd hoped. Honor your need for a change of scene, then come back fresh. Resist the urge to rebel or jump into or out of situations without forethought. Getting rid of extras and distractions to get a sense of your priorities makes the most sense today. There are times when your inner rebel gets in the way of the calm and peace you seek, and today, this can be obvious. You might seek ways to combine or answer both of your very valid needs for independence and comfort. Try to recognize those things that could steer you off course. Today's Gemini horoscope. The desire to slow down and catch your breath today can be strong, dear Gemini. With a new moon occurring tomorrow, it makes sense to center yourself and clear your mind. Still, today's Sun-Uranus square can produce some tension. While it can be disruptive, it can also make things a little more interesting. You can feel torn between playing things safe and making a change, or what you say could stir up some conflict or controversy. A part of you may want to break free from confining patterns and secrets, which can be at the root of impulsive communications now. On some level, it may be a way of getting something out of your system. On the bright side, schedule changes may lead to new and exciting connections. It's best to be open and flexible rather than rooted and resistant. Aim to be flexible. Today's Cancer horoscope. A new moon occurs tomorrow, redirecting you and motivating you to start fresh, dear Cancer. Today, it makes sense to ease up and slow down as you reorient yourself. Still, a Sun-Uranus square brings some unpredictable energy or surprise elements. You're a little more inclined to act from a place of emotion than from a place of reason. In truth, something that you've been sitting on may need to come out, and this can be a good thing, but it may be better to tone things down or choose a better time to do so. You may be dealing with defensiveness with a friend or network, or you could feel limited or restricted by someone. If you don't recognize a need for changes to how you connect with others, circumstances may conspire to prove the point to you. Your patience can wear thin at times, but you could also find the motivation to fix a problem that ultimately serves you well. Today's Leo horoscope. With today's Sun-Uranus square, dear Leo, you may need to manage some unpredictability in your career or with long-term goals that interfere with enjoying the moment. There can be surprises related to rules, reputation, or responsibilities. If you're frustrated about not having a clear goal or path, consider focusing on small jobs with clear goals until things make more sense. Watch for provocative behavior that doesn't help your case now. Something needs to change, and it's best to identify what it is rather than let change happen to you. If you can't find the source, consider taking steps to reduce stress, such as through exercise or constructive activities. A new moon will occur early tomorrow, and it's in your sign. As such, it can benefit you to center yourself and consider making resolutions. Today's Virgo horoscope. With the sun in your privacy sector these days, dear Virgo, your need for psychic space, time out, or some form of retreat is often dominant. Still, today's Sun-Uranus square can challenge your need to relax and unwind. Uranus in your solar ninth house contributes to a desire to expand, grow, learn, and connect. While these urges are important, they stand in contrast to the quieter, healing activities you seek. In truth, there can be an inner conflict between seeking out new experiences and getting time to process recent ones. Finding a way to balance all that you want to do and what you feel you should do for better physical and mental health can be difficult, but it is what you need at the moment. Keep in mind that you'll do nothing well if you don't refresh yourself. It makes sense to confront aspects of yourself or past choices blocking current success, and it's particularly appropriate on this day before a new moon. Today's Libra horoscope. With today's Sun-Uranus square, dear Libra, you're reminded of what needs improving in your life. You might deal with conflicting feelings for a person or project and be touchy in areas where you've felt confined or limited. Opening your mind to potential disruptions seems the best strategy now. Instead of rebelling against what feels like pressure to conform or to fit in, consider more constructive, moderate ways to reduce the tension or express your individuality. This way, you make empowering choices and improvements. Changing your methods and pulling yourself out of the usual patterns can be just what you need if you feel unfulfilled. You might discover something new and valuable from a detour or schedule change. Tomorrow, a new moon will occur in your social sector, signaling a change of mind or a fresh start. Today's Scorpio horoscope. Today's transits can find you a little restless or distracted at times, dear Scorpio. Relationships or your social life can be a strong draw and could interfere with your work or even your reputation. With the sun at the top of your solar chart these days, it's wise to prioritize your work and goals. Today, it can be helpful to identify areas of your life that require a change or a new approach instead of falling back on the same behaviors that keep frustrating patterns alive. If someone is giving you space when you'd prefer to be close, let it happen, and then take the time to carefully examine what it is you want and need. Don't allow yourself to be at the beck and call of someone who doesn't return the favor. Another possible manifestation of this aspect involves close relationships and your ambitions or even friendships not mixing well, and keeping them separate until you've sorted out how to handle both makes the most sense. On this day before a new moon, aim to center yourself and consider your goals regarding your life path and reputation or status. Today's Sagittarius horoscope. Today's Sun-Uranus square can bring some surprises and stir a bit of discontent, dear Sagittarius. However, at the heart of restlessness can be a need for a change of pace. Because you may not learn a better method if you stick too rigidly to a routine or plan, a change now can nudge you in a new direction. Aim to adapt and be as flexible as possible if there are new plans. Still, a lack of organization can hinder your broader goals, and you might resolve to be more prepared next time. If you need more independence and freedom in your work or daily affairs, aim to look into ways to make this happen but avoid rushing in the meantime. Early tomorrow, a new moon will occur in your spirit sector, encouraging you to set your intentions or goals related to expanding your mind and experiences. It makes sense to center yourself and reflect today. Today's Capricorn horoscope. Today's transits can stir some restlessness, dear Capricorn. A Sun-Uranus square can leave you feeling torn or divided. Consider that one of the lessons of Uranus is to be willing to let go of a pattern or habit that's holding us back. This way, we end up magnetizing more positive energy into our lives. With the Sun in your solar 8th house these days, you're seeking more than the ordinary from your activities and perhaps a little more from the people in your life. On the other hand, with Uranus in your 5th house, your approach may be playful, making it hard for others to know that you may be looking for more. Watch that you're not giving off mixed signals. Aim to make your own choices rather than merely reacting to situations. With a new moon to occur early tomorrow, today is best for settling your mind and reflecting. Today's Aquarius horoscope. Today's transits can stir up some restlessness, dear Aquarius, but they can also motivate you to make valuable improvements. Resolve to make your own choices rather than give in to rebellious or reactive moves for the best results. With Uranus in a clashing aspect to your sign these days, you can sometimes feel resistant or in a place where you can't see your need for small personal changes or a change of pace. Taking steps to move out of your comfort zone is the path that empowers you, although it doesn't always feel intuitive. Today, with the Sun square Uranus, changes of plans or schedules may temporarily throw you off balance, but they can also lead to rewarding experiences. It may not be easy to satisfy an itch, especially if you're not entirely sure of its origin, but it can help if you look for something to update and improve. If you've been feeling some unrest or feelings of restriction, you're likely to want to handle the situation. Tomorrow's new moon brings a fresh start and new interests or approaches. Today's Pisces horoscope. On this day before a new moon, dear Pisces, it's a good idea to settle down, reflect, and take things easy. However, today's Sun-Uranus square can stir some restlessness and rile you up. This aspect can produce a change of plans, unreliability, or a shift of interests that feels a bit disruptive. It's how you redirect yourself in the face of conflict or schedule changes that matters most, however. In truth, friction can motivate you to make changes that truly benefit you. Indeed, it can be challenging to come together in agreement with others temporarily, as people may be too wrapped up in their own needs and wants, particularly as they relate to freedom and individuality. If someone's pushing your buttons, keep a cool head. Talking openly and honestly about issues may be energy draining but ultimately helpful. As we wrap up, I'm Jeannie thanking you for tuning in to Horoscope Forecasts 369. Remember, these are guides, but your will shapes your destiny. Like, share, subscribe for more astro insights, and let the stars guide you until we meet again. Take care.